good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this video. I'm Shannon Williams. I'm the CPED administrator for CPED 40 in Macomb. Most of you, this video is intended for teachers in Macomb County, but I'll start by saying, access and getting to the CTE portal is something that we do statewide. So if you are watching this from another county, you're more than welcome to stay on the video as well as utilize any of our resources. But I will say that some of the resources we use in Macomb might be different than what your individual CPED is requesting of you. So always divert back to your own CPED administrator for how they would like you to handle your SIP self-review access. So basically, what I want to cover in this video is kind of troubleshooting and accessing. So the reason I'm doing troubleshooting is because the last time we did this, it was just accessing. Now, a lot of you have already been working within the portal, and it might just be new for this school year. A few things have changed or updated. So I just wanted to do a fresh look at what we're working with here. So first thing that we're going to do is just talk about nothing has changed in the requirements for SIP self-review and what you put into the portal. All of that is pretty much the same. I do have resources available for teachers in Macomb if they would like to use them, and I'll cover those later. But, we still have all the 8 components, and we still put them in digitally in the SIP self-review. But here, we always make a big deal about making sure you're saving things locally. We all have a digital track binder somewhere, whether you do it through your Google Drive or whether you save it locally. I always advise teachers you need to be saving everything locally. But, we cannot leave everything right here locally. We have to be able to show the state what we've done and be able to get into that portal to upload. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So just to review why we are doing this. So I know a lot of teachers call the CTE portal accessing GEMS. Well, it is powered by GEMS, which is a state system. But you're not going to go into like a grant management system. It's powered by GEMS. So it's a way to do single sign-on, to take your MEAS account that we've been using when you renew Sketchies or you renew your certificate. It's using that MEAS account, and it's linking it to this third-party single sign-on access point, which is my third-party login. Before we go any further, the first thing I want everybody to do, because most of you have been in this and already have a My Third Party account, so this should be super simple for you. So the first step for success is really just verifying if you have a My Third Party already. If you do, you do not want to create another one. You might have forgotten your password, might need to get a password reset. That's one thing. But you don't want to create another one just because you don't remember your password. So we're going to talk about just verifying that you have an account. If you don't have an account, you will make one. If you do, then really you don't have to do anything else in this whole link thing because you stay linked. You're already linked. And then just kind of reviewing where that direct link lives and using that My Third Party. So the first thing, what should your username look like? If you have a My Third Party user name already, all of ours looks like this. So it is last name, first letter of your first initial, and then a series of 4 numbers. They're all like that. So if you have a written down a login somewhere and it looks like that, your last name, your first initial, and 4 numbers, then you have a My Third Party already. You created it probably last year or the year before. So that's what you're going to want to use. If you don't have anything like that, and you don't know what I'm talking about, but you think that you've done it, you can ask your CTE director because they can see logins. You can email me and I can see if I see you from past years and give you that login. Only if you're in Macomb, I can do that. But you definitely want to find out if you have an account already before you create another one. So what does it look like? I also want to point out these 2 things. There is a difference between My Third Party login that we're talking about and the one-step My Login. So as the state of Michigan, most of you, if you've renewed your tabs online, if you've gotten a hunting or a fishing license, that's all My Login, which is this screenshot right here, the one-stop login solution. Some of you have one, a lot of you probably have that. That is not the same thing as the My Third Party login that we're talking about. This is what the screen looks like. It's funny because it used to say third party, now it doesn't. it says my login for business. This is the my third party. So if you land on the Michigan one-stop login solution for business, you'll notice they're very similar looking, but you want the one that says for business. This is where we're going to verify if we have all the links set up, and that I'll take you live to that. So just, I wanted to point out that there are two. One is personal, and that's for your insurance or your renewal of your tabs and any type of license and just personal stuff. This one is for work. So when we say business, we're talking about education as business. Okay, so I'm gonna switch screens really quick and do a new share so I can take you live. Okay, so once you, I'm hoping you're seeing this. If you just type in, first what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to verify that you have an account, it's working and everything's linked, okay? So the my third party login, if I just type it in, it's the first thing that comes up. I click on it and you will see that it does say Michigan One-Stop Login Solution for Business. If you believe you already have a my third party login and you just want to verify that everything is linked, you're going to go ahead and log in. I'm going to log into mine right now. Notice it's my, this isn't private information, but it's, you know, it's my last name, my first initial, and 4 letters, or 4 numbers. I keep saying letters. And then I'm going to log in. Okay. Okay. So once you log in, the screen comes up, and what you, I have a few other things that you won't have, but these are the 2 that you should have: Grant Electronic Monitoring System and the MEAS account link. If those 2 pieces are there, then you have a my third party. It is linked properly. You're done with all of this, and you can just kind of fast forward. If you don't, and there's nothing there, then you have to request access to these 2 things: the Grant Electronic Monitoring System, also known as GEMS, and you have to do the MEAS data link. How you get those both on your home page is you go to Find Services, you look down here, you look for the Michigan Department of Education, and then all these services will pop up. You're not seeing the GEMS one or the MEAS one here on my screen because I've already requested access, but you would see them listed here. So let's just assume, like, I don't want this one. You're not going to click on this one, but say this is the MEAS one. You click on it and you can request access to the one that you want. Go back because I don't want access to that system. And then you go back to your home page, and then you'd go find services, and then you do the same thing: find Michigan Department of Ed and find the GEMS one, or whichever one. Once you do that and you get back and you request access, you get back to this home screen. Sometimes they don't pop up right away. It takes a beat. So you might have to log out and then log back in, but eventually you should see those 2 things under your my third party or Solutions for Business account. Once they're there, you're now good. Just going back to recap, if you don't have a my third party and you've never done this, then at that very first login, instead of logging in, you would just walk through the steps and create a login. It's very simple. You just walk through the steps, you create a login. Once you create that login, you'd come in and do this: request access to these 2 things. So that's setting up your my third party. Okay. I'm going to log out right now, because now that I've done that, once you've done that, you will not have to do that again. Okay. So I'm going to close out of that completely. Then accessing the SIP self-review, we now do that directly. So I'm going to go over here, go back to, oh, actually, I'm going to stay on the screen. So one of the things we've done in Macomb is we have created a resource under our MacombEngage.org. There is, under Career Education, a CTE Teachers Only page. And when you go to that page, you will see, well, this updated video, this is the old one that I'm replacing this new one with, but you will see the video, this video here for you to reference in the future. But then you'll also see, now here's the direct link. So now we know we have a third party. I have a login with my last name, my first initial, and I've been in the system. Now when I want to get into the CTE portal, all I have to do is go to this direct link right here. And when I click on that direct link, it pulses, and it looks like it's throwing me right back to the My Third Party for Business, right? But it's a little different because it's going to take us directly into the portal this time because we're using that direct link. So let me log in just like I did before with my account that you now know you have. So change my password so many times. Okay. So once that pops up, if you've been in the system, you don't have to request access again. Okay, if you are a seasoned teacher in Macomb, and you should be able to just access your SIP self-review right here. That's where you will always go. If you are new to Macomb and you have to request access, you will use this one, which you might need additional help from your administrator to make sure you're doing it right, and they're happy to do that. But once you're in, you click SIP self-review, kind of pulses, and then it lands into the portal. I'm right into the portal now. The one thing that is interesting that has changed is you might be like, well, I'm not seeing my programs. Well, that's because you have to, no matter what, hit this search button right here. Once you hit that search button, it'll take a second. Your programs that you have access to should load. Obviously, you're seeing all the programs in Macomb for mine, but yours should just be tailored to the programs that you do SIP self-review for. The other thing while we're in here that I'll point out, it already has moved to the new year. So you should see 2025, because that's the fiscal year we're in. But if you were to see anytime you click on, well, view, you don't really want to use, but when you go in, you're going to click the edit button. Anytime you want to do anything in your SIP self-review, you're going to click edit. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit just for one. And you'll see the tabs across the top where you can upload items. Your items from last year should still be there, right? You'll maintain some of the things will stay, some of the things you'll have to upload new. But there is one change that did happen, and it's happened down here. So down at this bottom, it used to be a change status. They moved that, and that's a good thing. So over here on the very end, it's submission and approval. You do that at the end. When you're done with your SIP self-review for the year, so this might be at the end of the school year, you answer these questions, and then I think then you can change your status. But this is how they're supposed to be the submission now. This is new to this year, so it may be a little wonky. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but you don't have to, there's no button on the bottom of each page now. You'll just walk through the page as they arrive throughout the year. If you want to return to your list, you return to your list right here at this button at the top. And then again, you'd have to click search every time. So this is kind of accessing the portal. Again, I will go back to, if I am just going to look for it, I can go to MacomBEngage.org. And there's the website. I go under CTE Teachers Only. I click on that button. I see the video to kind of explain if I need my third party or how to get it or how to get access, which is what we're talking about right now. There's the direct link. And then also down here, I want to point out that there are written instructions. These written instructions, they came out a bit ago. So you can walk through step by step what I just said with these instructions that the state put out, or you can, do it step by step through the video tutorial. But also this Google Drive filled with templates. Now this is specifically for my Macomb teachers, but if other teachers around the state want to use it, that's fine. But what that is that's our Google Drive with a bunch of templates. There are some video tutorials, but I did remove a lot of them just because things change so fluid. I didn't want to put out bad information. But there are templates that can be uploaded into the portal. And then this is our little cheat sheet for the SIP self-review upload guide for Macomb. So this is what, when you click on that Google Drive, this is what it goes to. You'll see all the updated information for the upload guide, the new the SIP self-review form that it does have some updates on it, and then all the templates for each of the areas are in there. So that is pretty much it. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you do have issues accessing the portal, first step, go to your CTE director. They may be able to help you with that. Try to find your username that looks like a My Third Party login, and you can verify your access. You can email me if there's a lot of you in a one particular building that need access help. Maybe it'll be better if I just came out and helped, but definitely try to troubleshoot on your own without just setting up more of my third party accounts. If you are having issues and you want to email a question, screenshots help. So anytime you email me a question, it leads kind of me to more questions like, what have you done? What does your screen look like? So any screenshots are also helpful. So hopefully this was helpful, and have a wonderful rest of the week.